Hey, welcome to your Cancer horoscopes for the week of Thanksgiving. If you are in the United States, the week of the 19th through the 25th. If you are not in the United States, no planets in Cancer this week. We do continue to have Vespa. Vespa is a absolutely beautiful influence for the holiday, and yet could be a horrible influence for the holiday as well. Depends on how you look at it, especially with focus on those you love. Vespa is unfortunately retrograde. So that comfort and security that you're looking for in other individuals may not be exactly what you're looking for this week in particular. And it's actually not that it's not even that the person isn't providing comfort and security. It's more like a misunderstanding. Like you need the comfort right this minute. That person just isn't available to you. It's really easy for emotional signs to take that in a direction of they just don't love me. They just don't care. I am not important to them. I've lost my emotional safety net with this particular person, if that makes sense. You could do all that, but honestly, it is such a giant waste of energy when you also could be enjoying your time with your family, be it a big family or a small family. I think most cancers prefer a small circle to a lot of people, honestly. There's, of course, the element coming up with which I feel a lot of cancers really have a hard time with, and that is having to get together with the whole family. Sometimes that's a bit overwhelming for cancers who kind of like to be by themselves most of the time, or very picky and choosy about the people they don't mind sharing their company with. It can be a little bit difficult for you guys. So I just am thinking that for a lot of you, sometimes it's not so much that you don't like the person or that they've done anything to you. A lot of times it's their energy that really bothers you. Ground and bubble, ground and bubble, ground and bubble. It's the most important thing that you can do, especially around people whose energy has a tendency to be a little bit too much for you, if that makes sense. You can go on to my informational videos on playlist here on my YouTube channel and find that ground and bubble video. It kind of gives you a little bit of detail as to why you would ground and bubble. And then I go through my ground and bubble process, which I advise you to personalize to you and make it yours, because it's definitely more successful the more you personalize the process. Honestly, we all find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with people that we don't really care for, that we don't like, whether it's their actions, whether it's their energy, whether there's just something really creepo about them, whatever. And a lot of times we can't just avoid those people. I mean, it would be really nice, but family is family. I know we're moving into this world where we just avoid things that are unpleasant, but we still can't always do that. What happens when that creepy person hasn't been around for a while, and then you show up for the holiday and lo and behold, boom, somebody invited that person without you realizing it. So you couldn't get out of it. Now you're stuck there. This process helps you to not feel quite so overwhelmed by everybody else's feelings. And that might make it a little bit easier for you to get through the day with them, if that makes sense. And that's actually Vespa's retrograde lesson right there. You can't always find that security in another individual. That's why we have processes to protect ourselves in order to find that security within ourselves. And for cancers, that ground and bubble is like escaping back into your crab shell for just a minute, right? Because it re-energizes you. It makes you feel safe. You're in this space that is yours, and you're establishing energetically that nobody is allowed in that space. So it kind of, you can actually make your bubble, quote unquote, your bubble, a crab shell if that is more comfortable for you. I have heard of worse things, we'll put it that way, but actually that is a brilliant idea for you cancers, to just give yourself that space to be able to disappear in your shell, metaphorically speaking. And while it doesn't seem like you're doing anything necessarily, trust me when I say it does. It works. I don't know how it works. There are just times where I put my bubble up and that person can't seem to approach me. I say I don't want to see a particular individual bubble up, and I never see the individual. It's like they're not even there. In fact, I forgot that they were even there because I was so not seeing those particular individuals. Somehow energetically it works. And when we step out of getting swept up in our feelings over the situation and move into a place that's a little bit more productive, we're establishing our boundaries. And whenever you establish your boundaries, you're taking control. So hopefully that's something that might be a little bit helpful for you guys to be able to get through those particular situations. And even if it's not a holiday for you this week, this grounding bubble comes in handy every day. Actually, there's so many different uses for it. Restoration of energy, protection. I use my bubble sometimes when I'm in the grocery store and you got those really annoying people that just meet up in the middle of the aisle and have to chit chat for like an hour and a half and block the whole thing. I extend my bubble out and somehow they just move the way. It really is a process that works in many, many, many different ways. So that's what I have for you guys this week. Enjoy that bubble. You might get addicted to it. To be honest with you, I don't ever travel anywhere. I never leave anywhere without my bubble. I'm in it constantly all the time. That's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do click the link in the description and leave a tip or donation in my coffee link. I love getting my coffees. Appreciate that very much. I'm Melissa Bruce, Evan Bell Psychic. I will see you guys next week. And in the meantime, you guys take control of your protection and make it a great week because it's in your power to do so. I'll see you guys next week. Make it a good one.